Bienvenida a adjetivos posesivos. So now that you've mastered adjetivos descriptivos, we're moving on to possessive adjectives. And like the descriptive adjectives, possessive adjectives are words that are used to qualify people, places, and things. So possessive adjectives express the quality of ownership or possession. So the singular forms of possessive adjectives are mi, tu, su, nuestro, nuestra, and su. Those are the singular forms. In English, our possessive adjectives, just as a reminder, are my, your, his, her, its, your, our, and their, and your. So the plural forms are going to be mis, tus, sus, nuestros, nuestras, and sus. And just to compare and contrast, in English, as you know, we just have this simple form of possessive adjectives. In Spanish, just like most everything else in the grammar you've learned so far, they must agree in number or gender and number with the nouns they modify. So you're always going to look to that noun to decide whether you're going to use me or mis, for instance. In this case, the example they give you is primo. So you know it is one cousin, so you're just going to say mi primo. If we were talking about more than one cousin, a plural cousin, it'd be mis primos. And then for tia, it is mi tia or mis tias. And as you heard me say earlier, excuse me, the possessive adjectives must adhere to the nouns they modify in not only number, but also gender. So the gender forms will only be with the nuestro and vuestro forms. And as you know, we are only focusing on the nuestro form. So if you were given the word primo, that would be masculine singular. So it's nuestro primo. If you were given nuestra tia, or for instance, tia, it would be nuestra tia. If you wanted to talk about more than one aunt, it would be nuestras tias. If it would have been tios, it would be nuestros tios. So that might take a little bit of getting used to for you guys, is looking at the noun that it modifies. I think many people would want to be tempted to use it as a subject pronoun, or I, or yo, when you're talking about these nouns that are being modified, but just get used to the fact that it's not the subject that you're going to adhere to as me. It's going to be the noun that it's modifying. So my cousin. So me would be determined by the singular noun form of primo. So if I am a female and I'm talking about my male cousin, it's still going to be me. If I am with a cousin, another cousin, for instance, or another sibling, and talking about our cousins, even if we're both females or hermanas, and we're talking about our masculine cousins, you would say nuestras primas. If it were, I'm so sorry, just to backtrack a little bit there, it would be nuestros primos, not nuestras primos, because we're both girls, if that makes sense. So when you're talking about your or their, it is su and sus. There can be some confusion because su and su do have multiple meanings. So it's your, his, her, their, and its. That's a lot of meanings for just su and sus. And you can avoid this confusion by using an alternative model when you set up your sentences. And that would be you first put the article, in this case los, and then your noun, parientes, or relatives, and then de, which expresses possession, plus your subject pronoun. So instead of saying sus parientes, and you want to really determine whether it's his or her or your formal or their, or his or her, their, yes, there we go. You could say instead los parientes de él, los parientes de usted, los parientes de ellos. So that is another formula you're going to see and familiarize yourself when you do the upcoming exercises.